I told you I had chills. We've had so many great postseason moments, and now we have another chance to write the next chapter, and that starts, man, it's 9:25 right now, 1:08. So we are getting closer and closer to Guardians playoff baseball.
You don't want to do the math on that?
I didn't do it in time. I got to be honest. 3+ hours.
3 hours, 40 minutes.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. 3+ hours. Okay, so today it's game one, and it's a matchup we've seen. You know, both these pitchers, the numbers look pretty damn good against each other. Gavin Williams, last time out, struck out 12. And Skubal is Skubal. Like, I don't think we're going to be hitting him around the ballpark or anything. I do wonder, and Owen has been on this about, are you in his head? And can the crowd get in his head? And it's been twice. To do it 3 times, you really, truly have done something miraculous if you beat that guy a third time.
I think the entire crowd should chant David Fry's name.
They got to put him on the scoreboard, right? They that moment is something that was a pretty damn big moment in baseball last week. And the fact that, you know, there was a hush on the crowd. We talked about the playoff crowds that were coming in at the end of the season. The fans answered the call from the manager. They sold out 2 of those games. They were unbelievable crowds. I was watching on television, and you could tell it felt like playoff atmosphere. And you wonder, Skubal's had only the Guardians in his head this entire time, because that was part of how they blew the division. Yeah. And they still made the playoffs. This is what I wanted, to be honest. This is what I wanted. Now, I wanted Skubal to have to pitch in the last series for them against Boston. They elected to just yield home field advantage because they wanted Skubal to be in there.
It's partly the Astros' fault, too. The Astros knocked themselves out of contention.
Yes.
And had the Astros won that Saturday night, now the Guardians still would have made the playoffs. That would have gotten the wild card, but they could have been in it still, and that would have forced a Skubal pitching thing. But, you know.
So we didn't get that.
It is what it is.
We didn't get that, but now you're getting a guy who, it's not like the Guardians are coming into today going, we got no shot. Like, we're going up against Pedro Martinez. And I've seen that. I've seen that story before. And
remember when Pedro came out of the bully in 99?
Yes, and our lineup was way better than it is today, right?
I know.
So that was a guy pitching on another level. Skubal's been on another level for a few years now, and they beat him twice in the last 2 weeks. That has given me hope.
He's going to win. I think he's going to win his second Cy Young. But they have the confidence. They have found ways to beat him the last 2 times out, and I have no reason to believe that they can't find a way to do it for a third time. Look, I mean, I think they kind of cracked the code a little bit. I really do. Force Detroit's infield to play and make plays. And it's worked the last 2 times out. Who's to say it can't work a third time? I respect Skubal. I recognize his greatness, but I am not going into this game thinking this is an insurmountable climb for the Guardians this afternoon. Not at all.
All right, now I asked the fans to call in at 216-474-0092 as we get closer to playoff baseball today. I asked Todd Derry who needed to be the X factor. I feel bad. I probably talked over the clip, so we'll see how good Mitch's editing skills are, because he took the words right out of my mouth.
Which Guardian not named Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan has to be the X factor in this series?
I am going to go with Brayan Rocchio.
Do it.
He's hitting 8th or 9th at the bottom of the order, which basically turns it back over after one time. He's a switch hitter, so he's always going to be out there. Defensively, he's a gem. But if you can get what they are calling October Rocchio, then the Guardians' offense, it takes it to a completely different level. You have to get some production out of somebody that is not named Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan and Kyle Manzardo, and I think Rocchio's going to be that guy.
All right, Mitch, you had a different nickname. You said Mitch is always all over the internet.
I don't know the pronunciation specifically, but I've heard a lot of people say Rocktober instead of that.
It should be Rocktober.
Rocktober,
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I would think.
Rocktober's been around for 1,000 years.
Yeah. The radio stations have done that once,
especially when you're trying to buy Rockford Fodskate speakers in 1998 for your 1992 Dutch Dynasty.
Exactly.
What would I know?
But why is it that we would have that belief in Rocchio? Well, last year, put good swings on the ball, good at bats.
He was hitting so well that we had the debate of should they bring him up to the 2 spot. He batted 9th, and it was one of those things when Vogt brought it up last year. It's almost like, okay, we start off the game with Stephen Kwan. That's great. But then, they're not going 1, 2, 3 every time. So at some point, Rocchio becomes your leadoff man, and Kwan's the 2 guy now, and it kind of moves everybody down. I think that's still his theory with why Rocchio is where he is, but it also gives you a spot where it's not like baseball was when we were a kid, and you were like, well, the ninth batting spot's coming up. That's an easy out, right? Like, that's a free out for the team. You've got a guy down there that's making contact now and, eating 10 pitches in a pitcher that might only go 75 or 80.
Boy,
That's
you
a
said
huge
that.
deal.
You said that not only did he have an 8-game hitting streak last year in the postseason against Detroit and then into the Yankees series, the walks. He was drawing walks. He drew 2 walks, actually 3 walks in the Yankee series.
Yeah.
So this guy sees pitches, he was delivering, and he was one of those unsuspecting heroes that you can get in the postseason.
He's, and I talk about my youth coaching exploits, but he's a guy that I tell all the younger kids that struggle to, they want to be power hitters, and you're not because you're not advanced yet, right? But go watch his at-bats and watch how he works pitch counts, and it's amazing what he does when he's on. And, you guys got on me early in the year because I said I need a break from Brayan Rocchio. Brayan Rocchio needed a break from the Cleveland Guardians for a minute, from Major League Baseball for a minute. He went down to Columbus. He cleared his head. It also gave Arias the chance to step into the shortstop spot and kind of take that over and become that guy. And since he's come back, the middle infield has been, been one of the main strengths of the defensive team, and his bat has been especially, well, when you bounce one off the foul pole. And have you seen the side-by-side with the Santa Maria?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same swing. It's hitting the same spot. The difference is one was a playoff game and one wasn't, but the same amount of magnitude, and the crowd went the same amount of crazy.
Yeah, and you mentioned the defense. I mean, the defense was just a total joke for this team for many months to start the season. But you're right, they solidified, the middle of the infield, and after that, it's amazing how everything started looking so much better. Let me get to the phones. I want to hear from the fans on this. I want to check in on you guys. How are you feeling today? We started the show at 6 a.m. I wanted to find out confidence-wise, because you're still underdogs. You're underdogs in the series. You're underdogs today. We know how important Game 1 is. And who else? We know Jose's got to step up. We know Kwan's got to step up. Who else needs to step up? Troy in Zanesville. Thank you for being patient. You're next up on a Wild Card Tuesday edition of the show. What's up, Troy?
Go Padres, baby. Woo!
Yeah, that's probably the end of that now.
Padres? I missed something here. What did I miss? Is that an inside joke?
Not only do I not know, I don't care about them.
Okay. I was confused.
Who's screaming calls here?
Well, I'm sure he lulled poor young Mitch into a false sense of security. Either way, I could see it already outside. I'm seeing people start to make their way down. And look, this playoff baseball, man. If you can't get into this, Daryl, what are you squinting?
I wanted to see. No, I wanted to see what the garage was charging for parking across
they don't
across
put it
the
out
way.
front anymore. It's all digital now.
It's monthly parking only.
Oh, they don't have to sign up. I mean,
I'm sure over on East 9th, they weren't out this morning. There are mornings when we drive in during the playoffs that the signs are out already, right?
I really need to own a parking lot in downtown Cleveland.
We got up to $100 famously for the World Series run against the Cubs. They were taking money from the Cubs fans.
I'm gonna say $75 today.
Oh, come on. I'm not.
We're going to see 60 for sure.
Yeah.
Think so.
Especially
100%. Yeah,
over
absolutely.
off of East 9th, you'll see that 60 to 75, yeah.
Absolutely.
Zach in Cleveland. Next up on the fan. How are you, Zach?
Cleveland, get up! We got playoff baseball. A month ago, nobody thought this was going to be a possibility. This team was dead and gone, buried, and they're back from the dead, ready to win the frickin' World Series. Let's go, Cleveland. Get up. Come on, fellas. Let's go.
Part of it, Zach, thank you for the call. Part of it is when you erase that kind of a deficit, 15 and a half games, it does make you think anything is possible. Like,
It makes you feel invincible.
Yeah, there's no way anybody is like, well, we can't beat Scoobel a third time. What the hell? I mean, we've done something no team in Major League Baseball history has done. And then Todd, on the other side of things, and maybe this isn't so good, or maybe you see this as being able to do anything under any circumstances, they also have the worst batting average in the history of the majors to actually make the postseason. So there are a lot of metrics, a lot of markers that this team has been able to hit that you have to say, like, anything is possible. I know people...
That's why they play the games, man. Never say never.
Well, and think about what is Milwaukee's payroll? I know payroll is something a lot of people will use to discount their chances because that are not only into the playoffs, but, you know, are going to have a significant say over how these playoffs go. So that is something like... I did not understand last week when people were fighting back when I lavished all this praise on the Guardians and people wanted to talk payroll. It just made no sense to me.
$121 million for the Brewers, according to Spotrac.
And what's the Mets payroll? And what's the Rangers
Which ranks,
payroll?
by the way, that ranks 17th in Major League Baseball. The Mets are second behind the Dodgers at $343.3 million.
All right, they're lining up on the phones. Instead of coming in hot, let's come in hot for the Guardians. I want to hear some Guardians fans.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love what I hear from Gavin Williams. Obviously, love what I've seen out of Gavin Williams.
Had to turn that pitch comm up to 20 just so he could hear the clicks of what pitch he's supposed to throw.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's why I have confidence. Look, if I just out of nowhere parachuted in, I saw Guardians were going up against Scoobel today. Yeah, I'd be a little nervous, but we've all seen what's happened over the last few weeks. There is nothing now. How could anybody doubt this team? Like, how could anybody doubt this team under any circumstances whatsoever?
I'm the one sitting here saying they're beating Scoobel today.
Well, I said...
Third time in a row, they get a clean sweep them.
I started out the show by saying I totally understand why they're underdogs. Normally, baseball, they take emotion out of it. We don't deal in emotion when it comes to setting the odds on these things, and it's just... Scoobel, but it's not like he's a huge favorite. I mean, they are giving some respect to Gavin Williams and the Guardians. And look, the lineup is the lineup.
Right.
They have to scratch and claw and do it by any means necessary. Thing is, we've seen them do it. We have seen them do just that. And now they have a chance today to continue on what is, I think, now fair to say, a historic run. Already what they've been able to do. I won't agree with Todd. You know, Todd Derry came on with us. If you have the rewind function on the Odyssey app, you can go back. He said it's all gravy. I don't think it's all gravy. I want more. I want to be greedy. It's not that it's all gravy. I want to be greedy. I want more, and I think they have a chance to do that. And think about this time tomorrow. This time tomorrow, we could be thinking about being up 1-0 and going to the ALDS.
The greatest moments come from the unexpected fashion, out of nowhere. That's where this season has come from. And look, I'm a believer that when the World Series drought ends, it's going to be just like the Cavs. It's going to be one of those historic, out of nowhere, down 3-1, comeback for the ages. You've had to come back for the ages already here in the regular season. Now, hey, what if they were to parlay that into a World Series run? It's possible. I don't discount it. You know, I realize the offense is what the offense is, but the pitching's been great. So never say never.
All right, you want to go to the phones? You want to get pumped up? What do you want to hear? I think the Guardians fans today, especially ones that are making their way down.
I think the Guardians fans right now are coming in hot. Looking at the phones, I think they're coming in hot.
All right, let's go. Let's go to Pac-Man in Painesville. Go ahead. Lead us off here. Final segment of the show.
Mr. Dangerous, Anthony, today's a good day. Most importantly, game one is a must-win, so we need to take care of that. And thank goodness for the Guardians distracting us from that hot mess that's coming out of Berea, right, guys? Well, and I would like to say that you guys aren't too bad, you know, for some football guys hyping us. Guys, love you guys.
I mean, Daryl was breaking down the shadows.
You guys are football guys.
Thank you. Thank you, manager, who we're hoping can make another run. Can we get another coach of the year? It seems like they grow on trees out here. Mike in Cleveland, next up on the fan.
Hey, guys, listen, don't get me wrong, I'm an Indians Guardians fan all my life. But I just can't see them beating Kubel 3 times, and then, they got a lot of rally
Oh,
killers
come on,
in the
Mike. That's
lineup.
not the attitude you need to have.
No one's not going to hear that happening.
Not happening in the last segment before we go out and face Derek Skubal.
Let's go.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah, let's go. Mike in Lorraine, you're next up.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
I disagree with the other guy. It's not a must-win. We'll win in 3. We're better. Scubo's good. Fine. Maybe we'd win. Maybe we don't. We got him on the next 2. The players to watch, though, are Manzardo. We're going to have guys ahead of him on base. He needs to come through with some deep shots or some gap shots. And Noel, I hope we don't ever see him again. I think he's going to hurt us. Sobrowski, I'm a little bit nervous about him, but if we get to the the back half of the bullpen, we're in good shape.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, if this game goes to the bullpen, both teams in the 7th inning, how you feeling?
Oh, it's going to. It's playoff baseball. That's what we do now. In the playoffs, you go to your bullpens, and both managers, especially today, have to manage the game. If it's a close game, you have to manage it like you're moving on past this round. You can't, the Guardians have been living on this one game at a time, one day at a time thing. I don't know if that mentality is going to continue. Great. If it flips and they go into this now, let's look down the road thing, because the 6-man rotation got us to this point, but you're not going to do it anymore. There's no point of it now.
What are we paying Paul Sewald? $7 million? We need something. We need something for that money, right? We need to get something out of this. Colton in Cuyahoga Falls. Guardians wild card game 1 coming up today. Go ahead, Colton.
Good morning, gentlemen. My predictions. Tarek Skubal, we are going to be in his head. This man has so much PTSD from the Guardians the past few weeks. We are giving him phantom nightmares between everything with David Fry and all the hits that we get on him. We are in his head. We got them right where we want them, and we're going to take them to the cleaners, and we're going to lay the smackdown tonight. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, love it. Thank you,
the
Colton.
optimism. That's what we need. This is what we need.
All right, did they exchange phone numbers? Because if they were able to exchange phone numbers when Skubal did the really nice thing and went and saw him in the hospital, are you not pranking him all night? Are you not doing everything you can to keep him up? You got to mess with him. Any competitive advantage at all today? Josh?
Did anyone pull the fire alarm at the hotel this morning?
That goes without saying. Do we know where they were staying? I know we can't say it on the radio.
Where they're staying.
We can give some hints. Josh in Berea. Go ahead, Josh. Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
First off, doesn't this feel like Major League? Like, it literally does. This is the first time in my life as a Guardians/Indians fan. Usually when the Guardians and /Indians make the playoffs, they're a good team. They're really a good team. They don't really resemble the Major League squad in the movie. But this team feels like the unwritten script from Major League that they actually win the World Series. Because the batting average, ask Mitch, ask all the baseball guys. It doesn't make sense. The batting average is the worst in the history of playoffs, and we made it down 15.5. Come on, how do you not love this? How do you not get up for this? This is blue collar to the freaking T. Let's go. Guards ball, hit by pitch walk-off. Rocchio, that's my nickname. He's going to rake them in. Let's go, guys. Why do you not wake up for this and get excited? I don't want to talk about the Browns. I want to talk about the Guards.
Let's go, Josh. Let's go. Here we go.
That's what we need.
That's how you fire them up. That's how you fire them up right there.